Hello, hello. I read something and I was like, that can't be true. And then I looked and it turns out that it is. A top official with the World Economic Forum, also known as WEF, has called for religious scripture, aka the Bible, to be quote unquote rewritten by artificial intelligence to create a globalized, quote unquote, new Bible. This was posted June 13th, 2023. Yuval Noah Harari, that I didn't say that right, sorry. The senior advisor to the WEF and its chairman, Klaus Schwab, argues that using AI to replace scriptures, yeah, that word says replace scriptures will create unified I would love to know where these people buy their audacity from. Argues that using AI to replace scriptures will create unified religions that are actually correct. I'm going to link this article in the description because I may not have believed me either if I said that a couple months ago, but now that's... Harari, an influential author and professor, made the call while giving a talk on the future of humanity. According to him, the power of AI can be harnessed and used to reshape spirituality into the WEF's globalist vision of equity and inclusivism. That word is not coming into my brain of how to say it for some reason. INCLUSIVISM. Nope. Sometimes, by the way, my brain just forgets how to say certain words for a little bit, so that one's not coming out right now. Speaking with journalists, he told the elitist audience, "It's the first technology ever that can create new ideas." So you want to take the Bible and create a new idea. So you want to erase the old one, essentially. You know, the printing press, radio, television, they broadcast, they spread the ideas created by the human brain, by the human mind. They cannot create a new idea. Oh, wow. This is some apocalyptic... You know, Gutenberg printed the Bible in the middle of the 15th century. The printing press printed as many copies of the Bible as he instructed it, but it did not create a single new page. It had no ideas of its own about the Bible. Is it good? Is it bad? How to interpret this? How to interpret that? He then revealed that he and his allies at the WEF have a solution, which again, let me just remind you, that is the World Economic Forum. World. The entire world. He and his allies at the WEF have a solution to the supposed problems he just highlighted. AI can create new ideas. It can even write a new Bible, he declared. That is a quote. It's in quotation marks. I'm not joking. I will link the article. Throughout history, religions dreamt about having a book written by superhuman intelligence by a non-human entity, he added. In a few years, there might be religions that are actually correct. Just think about a religion whose holy book is written by an AI. That could be a reality in a few years. You noted, there's like a little bug here. Oh, that's the first time a little bug has ever been in any of my videos, and it's in the video about them rewriting the Bible with AI. I mean, just saying. Anyway, he noted in another recent gathering that software like ChatGPT has mastered human languages and can harness that function to influence culture. The Times of Israel said, for thousands of years, prophets and poets and politicians have used language and storytelling in order to manipulate and to control people and to reshape society, he said, according to the paper. Now AI is likely to be able to do it. Oh, great. That's just what we need. And at once it can. And once it can, it doesn't need to send killer robots to shoot us. It can get humans to pull the trigger. I'm sorry, what? Now AI is likely to be able to do it. And once it can, it doesn't need to send killer robots to shoot us. It can get humans to pull the trigger. That's really what it says. What? What? I'm sorry, why would that be a good thing? We don't have to send our own kind to kill you. We can get you to do it to each other. Aren't we already doing that? Didn't we try that and it didn't work? What is happening? He also said that contrary to what some conspiracy theories assume, you don't really need to implant chips in people's brains in order to control them or to manipulate them, the paper noted. You don't say. He also warned that we need to act quickly before AI gets out of our control, and that governments must immediately ban the release into the public domain of any more revolutionary AI tools before they are made safe. Oh, it's probably not safe that they can get humans to pull the trigger on each other without wanting to, right? Is that the unsafe part? Just curious. He frequently pushes ideas that involve humanity being replaced by machines. Okay, hear me out here. So there's this really old book, right? It's been around for a very long time. Whether you're religious or not, just hear me out. There's a really book that even if you do not believe in religion, for something in this ever-changing world to stay around for that long, even if you are a complete atheist, I mean, for someone to now step in and this person wants to, like, willingly will tell you, my ideas involve humanity being replaced by machines. And one of the first things that he wants to do is have a machine rewrite the Bible. I'm not connecting the dots today. I'm just giving you the puzzle pieces, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask, because going into this type of topic is tricky, but I will not sit down and shut up about it. So we're going to go into it, but I want to know, I want to get a feel for what you guys find important about this and kind of look at it in that way. No offense, but I'm still going to do exactly what I want, but I kind of want some guidance to kind of gauge where you all are at in terms of what you have questions about and what you want to see a reading on. So that's what we're going to do, but I'm just today giving you the pieces, and then do with them what you will. Oh, it's interesting. That's where I stopped, because you're not even going to believe what the next line is. If you haven't read this yet, you're going to think I'm joking. As Slay News previously reported, Harari, which is the same guy we've been talking about, gloated last year that, this is in quotation marks, "We just don't need the vast majority of the population in today's world." Okay, so if I'm this guy, this is the math that's mathing. Oh wait, I'm going to read one more line. According to him, most of the general public has now become, quote, redundant and will be of little use to the global elite in the future. Going back to that math, right? This is the math. If I'm him, 1, most of the general public has become redundant and will be little to no use to the global elite. Plus 1, we just don't need the vast majority of the population. Plus 1, my ideas involve humanity being replaced by machines. Plus, we need to act quickly before AI gets out of our control. Plus, contrary to what some conspiracy theories assume, you don't really need to implant chips in people's brains in order to control or manipulate them. Plus, humans can pull the trigger through the influence of AI at AI's command. Plus, for thousands of years, prophets and poets and politicians have used language and storytelling in order to manipulate and control the people and reshape society. Plus, software like ChatGPT has mastered human languages and can harness that function to influence culture. Equals, we don't have a lot of time, we got to act quick. What's the first thing that we can do that will allow all these other things to fall into place? Let's rewrite the Bible. So, where was I? He argues that modern technologies like artificial intelligence make it possible to replace the people. That's what he said. Make it possible to replace the people. That's quotes. If you go back to the middle of the 20th century, and it doesn't matter if you're in the United States with Roosevelt, or if you're in Germany with Hitler, or even in the USSR with Stalin, and you think about building the future, then your building materials are those millions of people who are working hard in the factories, in the farms, the soldiers, he said, in quotes. You need them. Now, fast forward to the early 21st century when we just don't need the vast majority of the population, he added. The future is about developing more and more sophisticated technology like artificial intelligence and bioengineering. I swear this is a quote. I'm gonna link the article, and I'm actually gonna screenshot the article because they might come to their senses and take this down, because the next line is, and this is again in quotes, Most people don't contribute anything to that except perhaps for their data. And whatever people are still doing which is useful, these technologies increasingly will make redundant and will make it possible to replace the people. One second. I'm going to add one more little segment to this news clip and then I'm going to end it. The World Economic Forum is the international organization for public-private cooperation. The forum engages the foremost political, business, cultural, and other leaders of society to shape global, regional, and industry agendas. It was established in 1971 as a not-for-profit foundation and is headquartered in Geneva, Switzerland. It is independent, impartial, and not, I almost can't even read this, like, come on, and not tied to any special interests besides replacing people with machines and eliminating the people who were a waste of space. But besides that, no agenda. No agenda here. Yeah. No special interest besides eliminating humanity. We don't have any other special interest. The forum strives in all its efforts to demonstrate entrepreneurship in the global public interest while upholding the highest standards of governance. Moral and intellectual integrity is at the heart of everything it does. One second. Okay, I want you to remember what I just said. I'm going to repeat it for you, okay? Moral and intellectual integrity is at the heart of everything it does. Keep that right there. A top official with the World Economic Forum and I quote, one second, I'm trying to quote. Now, fast forward to the early 21st century when we just don't need the vast majority of the population. The future is about developing more and more sophisticated technology like artificial intelligence and bioengineering. Most people don't contribute anything to that except perhaps for their data. And whatever people are still doing which is useful, these technologies increasingly will make redundant and it will make it possible to replace the people. Moral and intellectual integrity is at the heart of everything it does. The math is not mathing. Let's eliminate the people does not equal moral and intellectual integrity. Let's eliminate the people that we are literally in charge of serving. in a non-profit way with no special interest. And we're super impartial, besides if you're a worthless person who doesn't contribute to the elite agenda. Other than that, super impartial. I'm sorry, what? Oh. Of course, today is the day that I started to start my own news program. Anyway. Our activities are shaped by a unique institutional culture founded on the stakeholder theory. Oh, that makes sense. First thing that they've said that makes sense. Which asserts that an organization is accountable to all parts of society. They're going to have to update their bio because they can't be saying that while they're also saying, and I quote, "We just don't need the vast majority of the population." Little use to the global elite. Stirring some of the, we can get humans to pull the trigger through the use of AI. You know. The institution carefully blends and balances the best of many kinds of organizations from both the public and private sectors, international organizations, and academic institutions. We believe that progress happens by bringing... No, they did not. Oh, come on. We believe that progress happens by bringing together people from all walks of life who have the drive... Oh, that's the kicker. Who have the drive and influence to make positive change. That's where they told you the truth by accident. Because the vast majority of the population, nah, we're good. We don't need you because we can get machines to replace you. You're annoying, go away. But they told the truth by accident for a second, because if you have the drive and influence to make positive change, so if you're one of them, you can stay. But don't worry, because they're impartial. No special interest besides trying to kill all of humanity. Most of humanity. And again, I quote, "We just don't need the vast majority of the population." So I didn't say it. I'm just branching off of their quotes. I encourage you to watch my What in the World series. I usually don't ask people to do this or do that, but I encourage you to watch that because there are some warnings in there that are going to be important very soon. Now, this is going to end now. I'm not going into a reading right now because I want to see... And it's not that I'm going to be going through answering specific questions per se, but I kind of want to see your thoughts about it, where you all stand on it, so I can see how to maneuver my questions and how to plan for the reading, because this is going to be a different one, but it matters. So, and if you have enough time to make one move, that one move better be very important, because not only is it your first move, but it's the only move you can get before people can potentially catch on to your plan. Their first move is to rewrite the Bible using a non-human intelligence. That's important. Talk to you soon.